My boyfriend and I had recently moved from Seattle to San Francisco in search of warmer weather and a cure to seasonal depression. We had been doing an extended media fast, so you can imagine the look in our eyes when we go to our typical grocery store and we encounter a scene straight out of a horror film. There is nothing on the shelves. There's people running up and down the aisles, grabbing whatever they can and throwing it in their carts. I'm thinking, worst case scenario, this is the end of the world. I'm thinking, we need calories. While people are throwing bags of toilet paper in their carts, we're throwing coconut oils, bottles of olive oils in our cart. Eventually, we reach the produce section, and of course, there's nothing left. The only thing there is a pile of artichokes. At this point, I've never eaten one of those in my life. So we're asking each other, what are these things? What do you do with them? Luckily, there's a nice lady that overhears us, and she says, those are artichokes. All you have to do is throw them in a pot of boiling water, throw some salt in them, and you're good to go. So we take them home. We prepare them as she told us, and they were okay, but to be honest, I haven't had an artichoke since that day. Luckily, the food shortage only lasted about a week, but the thought of not having access to food has never left my mind. Fast forward, a couple years later, I break up with the person who I had survived the pandemic with, and I spiral into my quarter-life crisis. I reflect back to that day in the grocery store, and I think, what do I want to do with my life? I need to learn how to grow food. So I started looking for any available farm jobs, and I come across this farmer in training program offered by a local nonprofit, which merges classroom learning and experiential farming experience to nurture the growth of new farmers. And there I was in an 800-acre fancy farm. It actually had a pool and a sauna, private hiking trails. And I was able to share a farmhouse with 3 other young aspiring farmers. We were in charge of a 13-acre vegetable farm, providing to our 60-person CSA, as well as delivering to our local farmers markets, as well as tending to our livestock, which consisted of a herd of Kingshire cows, sheep, and chicken. My crowning achievements were being able to seed and harvest a bed of arugula all on my own, and witnessing the miracle of life when I helped deliver a baby cow who I got to name Laurel. Now, our paradise quickly turned into a nightmare after we faced hardship after hardship. See, we were learning how to grow vegetables in the time of climate change. Our fields flooded in the spring, and during the summer, there was so many wildfires we couldn't even spend time outside to harvest them. Our tomatoes suffered from bottom end rot, a calcium deficiency, and our vegetables kept being eaten by aphids and mealworms. It was so bad that we, the farmers, were actually relying on the food bank. So each week we would go to the food bank, promising the nice ladies there that we would eventually return the favor once we were able to grow food. Now, because we were a subsidized farm, we didn't really feel the true pressure of having to turn a profit. However, this reality was not lost on us because our very own instructors told us, you will never become a farmer. It is just that difficult. After my time at the farm, the program dissolved and I was faced with a decision. Do I use my new farming skills to be self-sufficient on my own, or do I return to the city? I chose to come back to Seattle because I believe it is here that I can have the most impact. You see, the question that I wanted to solve originally was, what happens when this food shortage happens again? What happens in a densely populated area? Where does Seattle source its sustenance? See, we have the power to generate demand for a localized food system, reduce the carbon footprint, and foster community connections. So now I choose to live by example. I eat locally, I champion for local farmers, I even started a garden at my local gym. Our time on this planet is short, and having experienced these challenges firsthand, I feel it is our responsibility to seek solutions because a crisis might happen for future generations that might not be as short-lived as the ones that we faced. Thank you. I'm also looking for any artichoke recipes because I think I'm ready to try artichokes again.